Abel, you've been a police officer for what, a year now?
Year and a half, going for 2.
Going for 2, yeah. And you've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been a journey, especially it's been a roller coaster. And
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot. And especially how time flies. I mean, I still recall not even 2-3 years ago sitting down at the academy, learning.
Well, you were learning everything from
arrest,
CCP to
arrest, search, and seizures,
Yeah.
to SFSTs, penal code,
Yeah.
penal code with DT.
And DT, let me tell you, we give him a shout out.
Yeah,
Dwayne
shout out DT.
Thomas, retired DPD officer. I mean, he was a phenomenal instructor for you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think he kept it real with you all.
Oh, he
as
did.
To what to expect.
Oh yeah, and I like the way he taught things. Like he'll put it like in real life scenarios or current or you can't say this to the camera, but not like in a negative way.
Oh well, look, you can. I mean, if DT's gonna curse, he's gonna curse, but he's doing it out of love. Just to make sure you all get it.
Yeah, and so
and understand it.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, he didn't like people who just came in and half-assed it.
Oh no, of course. I mean, DT. I remember as much as hard it was, but it was very rewarding. Like to get that congratulations from him, or tell him, or he'll say good job. That it felt very rewarding to get that from him, especially him being one of the toughest instructors in the academy.
What when we talked, and we've talked before, you've been a guest speaker at my college classes. They really took to you. How old are you now?
26.
26
you met me at 22.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
man, what inspired you again to be a police officer?
Oh, same thing. It was the pretty much something different. It was just a job that's not out of the ordinary. I mean, this is a way. You're not in 4 walls all day. You're out and about.
Exactly.
And this experience, everything's gonna be a different day. As much as it's like repetition, in the same streets, the same type of traffic stops, but just you never know what's gonna get the outcome.
Yeah. And that's what's exciting for you.
Oh yeah, it is.
I think that's fulfilling.
Yeah, I mean, I got like a lot of stories where I told myself, it's gonna be just an average day, and it's not. I mean, from doing car chases, from getting what I think it was like 855 grams of fentanyl.
Yeah.
Like things like that. It was like on a regular, like on a Monday night.
Yeah.
I remember everything that went crazy, like any crazy call would always happen on a Monday.
Yeah.
Like every day.
And who knew? And when you compare yourself to your friends your same age, they work the regular 9 to 5 or the midnight shift. That's not the same type of gig that you have.
No, I'm like the only one who stays up, like because I work the night shift, which I love.
Yeah.
But some friends, by the time I'm texting them, they're asleep, or the time they'll send me a text, I'm waking up. In the day.
Yeah. So, when you think about that, your experiences in law enforcement, exciting. Some days, you're gonna have low days, but you have a lot of the high days. I mean, when you wake up, are you excited about going to work?
I am now. If I'm being straight up, I am now.
Yeah.
Because I remember and this was during training or even beginning, like I'll get that, I'll feel anxious. Like I would sometimes just I remember there was one time, and I recall it was like in the summer, like in May or June. I would shake. I would shake like I don't want to leave, like a little kid doesn't want to go to school in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Was that training period or what?
It was my training period.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and when you're going through the FTL, the field training officer phase, that does bring about a lot of anxiety because you want to make sure you're pleasing the field training officer. And that can be a frustrating experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So now I just wake up and it's like any other day now.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. So it's like that kind of stress goes away. And the drive to work, I remember I would tell myself, okay, I wanted to feel like it's a long drive. Now, that way, I want to get there right away.
Yeah.
And now it's just like,
exactly, man. You're getting into it. You're getting into that groove now.
And before I went to the PD, chest up, high head up.
Yeah.
I smile. I get compliments about that. I walk in and be like, hey, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah.
And things like that, which I've been complimented to by other officers too, and my even previous departments are like, hey man, you just walk in with a big smile. What's wrong? I'm like, are you happy or something? I'm like, no, just like where I'm at right now. Yeah. So I like how things are going.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Yeah. What are some of the challenges you face as a police officer?
Challenges? No, when it comes to challenges, I mean, I can name a few man, it's hard to get them out because like it's something they're in my head, but like
Yeah, definitely.
when someone addresses it to me, I'm like, okay, well, shoot, what is the challenge? I guess the challenge is.
I mean, you've had your ups and downs.
Oh, yeah.
Training presented quite a few challenges, and really some of that is, you know what, people need to understand. Don't take it personal. Some of it can be the personalities of the FTO, the field training officer. And then that can bring about a lot of anxiety just going to work. Man, I got to deal with this individual again. I'm just trying to get through training, you know. But since you left training, you already said, man, everything is golden for you right now.
Right.
It's good. It's not going to always be like that,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
it's
I think
good.
one of the times I just thought about right now was going to a call where you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And not to be necessarily like a hot call. It's just like one of those things where you never. It's a new offense you maybe have to arrest somebody for, like charge somebody with an offense you've never done before, or even like I said, been scenarios where like okay, these they're turning into a loophole now. So now what? Or I can't do this because X, Y, and Z like situation now. And you're like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Or even what else? Like even like the traffic code is huge. Like I mean, the traffic code is there's many offenses, and you tell yourself you're just driving, you see an offense, you're like, is that an offense? You have to look back. I'm like, but it's one of those things like it's not like a common offense. It's not your typical speeding. It's not your typical, stop your, running a stop sign. It's something like you're like, And you're just there like, I want to pull out my Bible now just to look this up.
Your Bible is a penal code.
And at the same time, I'm trying to violate some of these.
Exactly.
Violate like an illegal traffic stop.
Yeah. What about community relations, man? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about working with the community? And how do you relate to the community when you're working with them?
When it comes to community, I try to like see the human side of things.
Yeah, some
like,
empathy. And have
Yeah, I remember this
and
guy.
relate to him that way.
Yeah, I remember even like what was it like a week or a few weeks ago, went to a domestic violence. The male was the victim, unfortunately, and unfortunately, I'm trying to put their business out there, but I remember like, man, this guy needed a hug. Like he needed a hug, so I gave him a hug because I felt bad because and in order to separate part, I gave him a ride to like the nearest gas station.
Yeah,
You can get a hotel room, whatever. But like, I was like, man, this guy needs a hug. So I remember him just give a hug, and I was like, hey, man, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Was he rough for your age or older? Or
a little bit. He was older. I mean, he could have been my dad.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Man.
And so, him telling me he's from like a different, has no family here, and it's just him and his partner and kid, and I'm like, man, like, you need somebody. I get it,
Yeah.
Things like that. But yeah, just like get into that human level side of things where like even someone's arrest, I tell them, hey, like, take you to jail. It'll be a quick process. I'll process you quick at the jail.
Yeah.
We'll listen to some music.
Hey.
Like are you hot? You cold? Like not treating them like I remember. A good friend of mine, he would just be like, hey, don't treat people bad. I mean, if they're under arrest, they're under arrest. Like, they're in your control. Like, being rude to them doesn't help nothing.
Yeah.
You go into a call, man, they call you for a reason. I guess some people are combatants. I mean, I've been told they go away after, they're the ones who call 911. I'm like, well, all right, it's 10-8.
Yeah. Back in service,
back in service. So, but yeah, just get into that level of just like, hey, we're human at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And well, let me ask you this, and what about the characteristics? When you think about it, I mean, you were, and I'm not saying that to blow smoke, you were one of our really good ones in the academy. We've enjoyed everyone coming through. Eager learner, ready to get out there. I was happy for you when you graduated. What do you think when you reflect on your almost 2 years as a police officer? What are some of the qualities you think police should have? Not
one of the things is like
you
not
said
be a
empathy
robot.
one,
Yeah.
And now you're saying not be, which I think expand on that.
So
expand on not being a robot.
Yeah, exactly. Not being a, because I remember I would get told a lot when I was like my first week on the streets or things like that. It just slowly but surely was. I remember Sergeant Simonton. One of my favorite persons. She was always like something. She told me like, hey, you can be uptight sometimes. And I would never pay attention to it until I was like, am I? And I kept that in mind. And I mean, just slowly but surely, just relax, it's okay, just be yourself or things like that. Because I know they're like, I do sound like very like a poker face or like black and white.
Well, and that comes with it.
Yeah. And so I was like, no, just just relax, do your job, and it sounds so cliche too, just me saying it, but it goes a long way.
It's the truth, though. Yeah. I mean, you think about that. We can't be robots out here.
Yeah, it's just something. Something I noticed is something that I would do too was I remember like seeing other officers and try to like imitate them or like mimic them. Okay, I want to be like this one. And you see like the SWAT, serious face, knows his stuff, and like like okay, this person's like the Superman here, and there'll be someone who just like they're cracking jokes, having a good time, and I was like, well, I want to be like that him too, but I also want to be like that too. But this was like you can't really pick and choose. Now you're showing like
now you can take pieces though. You can't take pieces for what you do say that you like.
Yeah. And it's not trying to like do like what's that one word? Yeah. Alter egos.
Yes, alter ego. Okay.
So with alter, I was like, I'm not really trying to show like I have alter egos. I'm trying to be just one person. Trying to be me. So I will pick up things and
all you got to do is be authentic. Be you.
Exactly. So that's one of the things that I like kind of had to learn. Like, okay, I can't be like this person. Or I can be like other person. But I can be me.
Yeah. What about communication? How important is that when you're out there in the field, working around the community?
Yeah. And it goes a long way when talking to people in the like calls for service, people in the neighborhood communities. Dispatch, when you're like talking to your dispatch, you're talking to other officers. Like communication is key.
Yeah.
Even when you're articulating stuff or telling things, you have to like, you just can't, explain things. You have to, because people are gonna have a misunderstanding and not understand.
Yeah.
Even when you like from giving directions or even like explaining things to people. You can't tell somebody, all right, put your hands up.
Yeah.
Instead of telling them, hey, go walk this way, don't turn around. You have to explain. So communication goes a long way.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's something that I have trouble with because I'm not the best speaker. At times I tell myself, I need to work on my speech, but I get told I'm fine with it either or.
Well, you're constantly grading yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
How does your family feel about you being in this profession?
Obviously they're worried about the hazards, the dangerous
they're
part.
Proud of you.
But yeah, they are. Especially what it took me a long way to get here. Like I said, when I was like 22, 23 when I started the academy the first time, because what people don't know is that.
Go ahead and tell that story.
So I walk in thinking, like, sorry for my language, I'm thinking I'm the shit because I'm like, okay, I just got my degree, I finished college, I'm walking to the academy. It's gonna be like a walk in the park.
And you found out. Yeah, you found out. Yeah.
I think you
messed around and found out.
So I went to Eastfield and Cleve's Judge was the director.
Yeah, he was a director then.
Yeah. And then I remember, I remember it was like first week, test failed.
Yeah.
The three.
It's a different environment, isn't it? Because people think it's one thing, and they find out pretty quickly. Hey, look, man, I'm gonna have to adjust here. This is it's a regimented environment. You got to take it serious.
Yeah, and so that was one of them. So and then week 2, another strike.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I think the only test I passed was like health and wellness. Like that's the only one I passed. Like it was bad. And I remember the first one I felt was professionalism. I was like, how do I feel professionalism?
Yeah.
And so third strike hit, I go to the judge and office, hey, 3 strikes.
Because that's the rule, you fail 3 tests, you're out.
The door's right there.
Yeah.
And I remember the academy had the polos, the black polos.
Exactly.
And that polo just came in the mail, and I was like, well, just keep it. And then, but
I know you had to be feeling pretty bad.
Oh, I was, and then I remember telling the judge, I was like, can I come back? He was like, yeah, it's like usually like a year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, so I remember it was like, all right, we'll hold that shirt for a year.
Yeah.
You still have it. They changed to the khakis, they changed to the Dickies.
Yeah.
But I remember, so it took a year, and I was like, okay, I have a year. And then when I went back in September 22, then I was like, okay, this is a different mindset now. And I passed it, and that was my motivation at the academy, because like I look back, I'm like, man, from going from being kicked out on the 3rd week to actually being on one of the top 10 in the
Absolutely.
academy. I remember finishing the academy with a 93.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
And did you get one of the top shooter, or what? I mean, what else
Danny
did you
Garcia.
get?
Danny Garcia.
Okay, he got that.
He's a good shooter.
A shout out to Danny Garcia. Yeah. But you learned a lot, and I think you were an inspiration for people in your class too.
Oh yeah, I was such a. I was a team player. I would say that just because I would, and the thing, the weird part about my academy, we never got together for study groups. We never got together, it was just everybody to each their own.
Yeah.
But I remember, I told, hey, I'm having trouble with this. Let's help each other out, or, remember we did a lot of like the note cards, the highlighting, because I would read something and be like, okay, how can this turn into a question, and where's the answer?
Exactly.
And I remember like looking back and just reading it, highlighting, okay, where's the answer like this, and it was a long process, but that's what helped me because it got me to pay attention more to what I'm reading.
Exactly.
Because he told me they can take any section from the IRG and turn it into a test.
Exactly, and you know that they will.
Yeah. So that was a huge help, seeing it like that.
What do you think about the public? How do you think they view police officers now? How do you relate to the public, and what are their views with the ones that you've come in contact with?
Well,
and you can throw family and friends into that as well. I mean, how do they look at police? Do they look at them differently now? Or now that you're a representative of the police, are they proud of you and they say, you know what, I got to look at police officers differently?
Oh, yeah. I think social media has to do a lot with it now, social media. Because I remember, if you look at like media with police, in the 90s, it was maybe like an unfortunate event, or people were just watching cops and watching the episodes from cops. Nowadays, we got officers like on TikTok, Facebook, and being transparent. I remember this young kid. He did a ride along with me. And he shared it like on social media, and people were like, "Oh, I want to do a ride along now," and things like that. Just it engaged more people.
That's a good way to market.
And now I was like, okay, well, you're coming along with us and seeing what it is. I mean, it might be a good experience, it might be a bad experience, but depending on like what kind of data they throws from their point of view.
Absolutely.
But now it's I guess it's changing now because of all the past events. I see it as a positive way. I feel like we're going up instead of down. I try to keep. I mean, people that know I'm a police officer, they know, but sometimes they're really cheap it like on the low, just because I'm not really that.
Well, you're still a young guy. What's it like when you go to the house parties? Do you go to house parties?
Oh yeah.
So how do they treat you when you go there?
The same. Because I told them like at work, I'm at work, but I'm the same people y'all met me since. Especially that also keeping all people since I was a kid and things like that. So they saw me like grow up and things like that. But they usually ask me what the legal advice or what's the worst thing you've done, or what's the worst what's been the worst thing you've been on, or what's the best thing you've done.
So they like you. I mean, they're kind of living vicariously through you in your profession.
Sometimes it feels like I'm a rock star. Sometimes.
Yes.
No, just joking. Just like I'm like, because it's just when I say it, just because of the attention, or I guess like the.
Well, let me ask you this: how about stress? How do you handle that, man? You're in good shape. You're running. You working out? What are you doing?
The gym.
Okay.
The gym. The gym for me is not really a place to get distracted. It's just a place where I can just like exercise for myself, because I like to have that mindset. Okay, I'm in shape. I don't have to worry about my health, or I have to worry about it being something that I have to worry about it at my job. I don't have to worry about that stress of getting in shape because whatever because you have to stay active. You have to stay fit. And if you're not, you're gonna struggle on the field. So me going to the gym, it makes my mindset, and not just that, but my body feel good. And I think I feel good.
That's good. That's good. So, what about training? How crucial is training for you? I mean, what training was better for you, and what training is good for you now that you really like in the academy, and what you're like? I'm sure now you're getting in-service training.
Last week.
How important is that?
Last week I did alert training with Wiley PD. And it was such a good training. I remember I never had like that confidence going to training before, because every time I go to training, I'm the new guy, I'm still learning. I kind of have self-doubt in myself, because I remember like one of the scenarios would be like, okay, you get to the front of the school, call it out, run up, find the shooter, and obviously you have the instructors watching, you have the other officers, and I'm like, man. And I remember that was like such an anxiety for me, and then now it's just, I did a good job during the alert, and they were able to show me some tips and tips, tips and techniques. And when it came to thresholds and doors and things like that, and working, communicating as a team.
I'm just listening to you, man. You're so excited, and I'm happy for you. I was going to ask you, how do you motivate yourself? But you don't need to be wound up and motivated. You're motivated when you come to work. Man, you've already talked about social media. We know that social media has an impact, on what people see and what they think. Hopefully, we're going to get more better social media What advice, Abel, would you give to someone considering a career in law enforcement? Somebody who looks up to you, looks at you, and says, "Man, he's doing good things." I mean, what advice would you give to him?
To go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking. I mean, I'm someone who learned how to speak English until like age 6. I mean, I was almost a high school dropout. I mean, I never saw myself doing this until I was like, I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of some of my motivation of like, if I can do it, anybody else can do it.
Yeah.
You know, keep your nose. I tell everybody, just keep your nose clean. You want to get into this, keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
You're never too old to do the job. I met officers that started in their 50s.
Wow.
In their late 40s, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I started.
And they really wanted it, obviously. Yeah.
As much as I want to start at 21, I mean, that was never the case for me. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I started at this age because.
Yeah. You're more mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
How important is diversity? I mean, you're Hispanic, you're bilingual. How important is diversity within the police ranks to you?
it helps out a lot.
Yeah.
Especially right now, like for example, me being a Mexican American, and you know, with the whole immigration controversy, I remember when I do a traffic stop, and if it's a Hispanic person, be like, hey, look, it's gonna be okay, just relax.
Yeah.
Don't think I'm someone from the, you know, like the media or how it's
Yeah.
portrayed. We'll get through this. You
Yeah.
know, let me take care of this.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's important
Yeah.
too.
And because I remember this was like maybe 2 months ago when the whole immigration in here in Texas and enforcing things, and I felt bad because, and I'm being straight up about it because I would express this to people, and it was usually like the media, the actual the Spanish media, like the Mundo Univision, and nothing
Yes.
against them, but I remember like they were like, I feel like they would scare us or my kind even more when that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And even people on social media too. I remember it being January, and I remember I live in Garland,
Okay.
and I remember ICE was in Garland, and I guess they had to do what they had to do, and they had to take one person in for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Too unfortunate, they were, you know. And I remember someone took a photo on social media. Man, Garland went crazy. You know, like, hey, you know, immigration town, hi, this and that. And I told myself, Garland's a huge Hispanic area. It's a huge
Yes,
area.
yeah.
And so and then I told myself, okay, and the photo don't take one person. If they really kick doors down, pretty sure they're taking a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely.
And I saw the area, Westmont, which is a place where I grew up as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a large Hispanic area. You know, I get where they were scared and
Yeah.
you know, frightened, 100%. You know, they have all reasons to be. But I was all like, you only took one person, but it was that one person on social media that took a photo and just caused more fear.
And you know, social media explodes. A lot of the times, the expression is they explode outward and downward. And so, you know, you look at social media, we can either take the positive or the negative. Some people love the fact that they can get people to react a certain way. You and I both know that if they portray it one way. It's got to be thinking people who can look at it and dissect it and say, oh yeah, well, wait a minute, you missed this, this, and this. And, you know, get the true picture. What about training? Can you think of an instance where you had to rely on training to get you through an event? I mean, on a traffic stop, a call, or anything, where you were thankful for the fact that you did have training?
Okay. One would be traffic stops. I remember even pricing traffic stops, not on the streets, but like in the academy or even like my department would be, hey, we're doing scenario traffic stops.
Yeah.
What to do. And also the traffic stops themselves, like, you know, you can pull over something for like failing to put their blinker on, things like
Exactly,
that. But
yeah.
it was just to make that contact. It was just to make that price, you know.
Yeah.
Putting something for expired registration, which most of the time I get warnings for.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you're driving with insurance and driver license, you're not doing nothing bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're committing an offense, you know. But you know, like just doing things like that, just be like, hey, this is for the stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Talk to them, engage, you know, ask proper questions.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly, yeah. How about accountability? How important is that to you? I think we should all hold each other accountable, especially in policing. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. No, of course. Like if I messed up, I usually tell, hey, I messed up. And take fault for it.
Yeah.
And now that you bring that up, it also reminded me of like there'll be times too where like my confidence wouldn't be to the best because there'll be a common situation where like, am I doing the right thing? Am I not? And then it looks bad like on the performance level, because not just because I'm scared or anything. It's because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to violate somebody's rights. I don't want to charge something for the wrong thing. Things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not to a point where if I do make a mistake, I say, hey, I messed it up. How can I fix it? What can I do better next time?
And we can move on from it. Move off that ball.
Yeah.
About teamwork in police. Do you enjoy that? I mean, knowing that you're on a team?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. I mean,
that's important, isn't it?
There'll be times too where like we're not. There'll be people that you're not get along with, have different views or opinions. But at the end of the day, it is a team. If they need help, I'm gonna be there. If I need help, I expect them to be there too. So that's when I think you got to put things to a side and be as a team. And
hey, well, let me ask you. You've been a police officer. You've been a cop almost 2 years now. You got a badge. You got your gun. I mean, good-looking guy. You're out here now. Your family sees you.
Yeah.
They're proud of you. What's the most rewarding part of you being a police officer for you? Because I see it. You exude it every time you and I talk.
Yeah.
I mean,
just coming home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
No, that's one of the
knowing that
blessings.
you've done.
Knowing that, hey, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Going home to a roof over my head.
Yeah.
Comfortable bed. So that's the best reward. Like, and then not just that too, but I mean, I didn't do this for the money. I mean, I'm not a millionaire.
Thank you. If you're looking to get rich, this is not it, is it?
Oh yeah, of course. If I want to make money, I have my plans A, B, C, D. I mean, just knowing that also. I mean, this is like, being in this field I have financially done better financially.
Exactly.
So that's also one of the rewards too.
Yeah.
And knowing that I've done a good job or doing a good job, or knowing that the mindset of, okay, I'm doing a good job, I'm gonna keep it up, I'm gonna do this for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to leave a legacy, what would you want them to remember you for as a police officer? What would you want them to remember you for? I mean, what would you be proud of?
For the version of me I gave them.
Okay.
Even when previous agencies, it'd be like, man, it was, being around Lugo was some, things like that. Just knowing that, hey, I was a good person around them, and I told this to everybody. I'm a unique individual.
Yeah, yeah.
Not in a bad way, or in a good way. Just like I'm just a different breed.
But you're being authentic, right?
So I'm just being myself, and I just wanted to leave that saying, hey, no one can compare me to somebody else, or you can compare me to this officer, because I was different.
And you're still loving life.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mr. Abel Lugo, man, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation.
Wait, we're recording the whole time?
Whole time, man.